Hi there. We're going to be doing a quick walkthrough of our Creatio and Sage 100 integration. We're not going to do a full overview. We're just going to discuss some of the interactions between Creatio to Sage 100, where Creatio is the system that's actually brokering a transaction or writing to Sage 100. So with that, we've got some companies here that are prospects, and by that it just simply means there is not any Sage 100 information related or connected to this account inside of Creatio. We do have a profile that we want to use. We've got primary contacts, some contacts, as well as ship to and a billing address as well. So in order to begin creating anything between Creatio and Sage 100, you have a couple of different paths. So number one, we can promote this customer or account rather to a customer and begin logging interactions in Sage 100 against that newly created Sage 100 number. Or if we want to keep our Sage 100 AR customer data clean, we have the ability of treating this almost like a prospect company. And maybe almost is the wrong word, it is a prospect company. So if we select ABC Distribution and Service Company here and click Save, that is step one. Step two is going to the sales orders section of Creatio. And here we're going to create a new sales order. The first thing that we have to do is to define a company. Once we define a company, it will filter out the accounts as well as the warehouses and salesperson records associated with it. So if I choose Edward as an electric company and look at the salespeople, you'll note that the warehouse as well as salesperson codes are different. So the record that we want to use is over here in our ABC company. So we'll go with that. We'll set up the basic header information first. California, terms code. So you would set a lot of this as if you would inside of Sage 100. So I'm just going to put in just a quick timestamp here because that's how I like to keep track of all this. Address, we'll eventually choose UPS Blue. Bill 2 we don't have to worry about because this isn't national accounts. However, you can use that feature, and it looks like we're good here. Actually, let's do Gob Blue. Do that. Now we have a sales order, so we can start putting in line level information. So you can see here, just by selecting the ship to address, everything else is filled out for us. So we don't necessarily have to do any type of duplicate data entry. So let's start adding line items. So you can start by either typing what you want, and it will look in the database of items. These are items synchronized from Sage 100 into Creatio, and it's looking at both the actual item code itself as well as the description that you see below it. So if I actually type in D1000, I can find it that way. We'll do one, no discount for this. We need them to place an order by the 22nd. There's that. Runs and calculates as we would expect it to. And let's add, let's look for some desk accessories. Here's one, we'll do one, and we'll give a line discount of 50%, and we'll just say 50% off accessories. Okay, let's put in some freight just for the quote's sake and click save. And if we look over here on the left, we'll see that we have things totaling out. Now, pointing this out simply because before we ever push anything from Creatio to Sage 100, we can't assume or calculate tax. That is honestly a function of Sage 100 as well as the line level pricing, which looking at this, we have used Sage 100 pricing set as a default. However, if I wanted to put in some sort of special pricing that doesn't use Sage 100's pricing logic, I can definitely put in my unit price and it will respect that instead. But we want to respect Sage 100's very complex pricing mechanism, so we're going to do that. And just so it's not like I'm a bad magician or anything like that, uh, just so you can see, 171 is my latest sales order. If I come over here, every integration action will be triggered manually. So if I want to, or at least from Creatio to Sage 100, it has to be done manually. If I want to create a sales order for this prospect, I click this button. I get this warning that says basically, hey, there's no undo button. If you click proceed, things are going to happen that can't be undone automatically. So with that, I want to, so we're going to click proceed. If we look in the top left, we'll notice that we get a sales order number, and eventually the screen will refresh to show me some auditing information related to the integration. Now, I'm seeing this because I am the supervisor, but any standard user just honestly wouldn't see this unless that was something that the organization wanted their team to see. And even if they could, all of it is locked down and they can't do anything with it anyway. So we have a quote. We have this lovely Sage 100 sales order number. And if we come back over here, we can see that we are using our prospect account inside of Sage 100. This is defined upon setup. So if you don't like this customer number, that's fine. We'll figure out what one you do like and we'll use that instead. Confirm to is what it was. Comment is what it was. Address is going to represent the address information that we defined inside of Creatio. The lines, we've got our two codes. We've got the comment for the line that we put. We can also see the discount. And if we look at the totals, because it is a line level discount, we don't see an actual discount rate or an amount here at the header level because this is a header level discount that applies to the whole thing. So total amount, including sales tax, is $1,083.99. Scroll down here, it all matches up. Now, I can continue to create more and more sales order records for the Bluth company if I want. However, if I'm working with them, I send them the pricing, generate the quote, all that fun stuff, and they're ready to buy, well, the first thing we need to do before we can do anything along those lines is we need to create a Sage 100 customer number. So here we're going to be rolled to our customer creation screen from Creatio to Sage 100. This is the last opportunity to basically set it up correctly. And there are some required fields. So AR division, salesperson, tax schedule, terms code, pretty much anything with a red asterisk. I mean, tax schedule doesn't have a red asterisk, but it's definitely suggested that you provide that. But where the person doing the setup has access to do this, they should either know or pay attention to the guidance that's provided here at the bottom of the screen. So we know that the salesperson number is salesperson 1000. We know that tax schedule should be CA. Terms code, we're not going to give them any terms. Credit hold, no. If they pass whatever credit check we want, we can put in a credit limit. Put in my name here, information anyway. Let's go to our contacts. Honestly, I don't want all of them in there. Maybe I want Gob and Michael. So we'll check those two boxes, and basically what this is going to do is it lets us send information from Creatio to Sage 100, and this is basically our last opportunity to make sure we get all that right, including simple information like this. If I could type, that would be fantastic. Let's add a number, 4944, and then for Michael, put in a mobile number. There's a reason why I'm doing them separately. See, addresses, we've only got one ship to address, so we're going to do that. If it was already synced, for example, if we were working with a record that was already synchronized with Sage 100, this box would be checked, and the records that are already synced with Sage 100 would appear down here instead of at the top. So lots of on-screen coaching, lots of on-screen guidance spread throughout. Every one of these little I characters are intended to be a indicator to guide you on what information should go there. If there is none, there's really no guidance required. So you'll be able to type as much information as the fields allow, and that's that. So everything looks good. We're going to click save. And from here, this is now going to be pushing information from Creatio into Sage 100. You can see a ship to code. Let's look at our Sage 100 information. We've got that now. All looks well and good. And if we go back to our sales order here, we'll see that we have opportunities there. All this still looks like it should have. And if we go, whoops, that probably didn't update. Yeah, it did not because I was still on it. But if I was not on this, it would have actually changed this to the blue company like it was supposed to. Do our standard maneuvers here. Totals, continue. Looks like it moved that out, which is still fine. Accept all that, and now it's all well and good. So realistically, what that whole process does, it not only creates a customer record for us, which we'll just borrow this, type it here, and we can see that we now have a customer record. But if we take a look at the contacts, we'll see we have 2 contacts. And if we look at the ship to addresses, we should see that we have 1 ship to address. And all that looks correct. So we've officially created our Sage 100 customer. We have easily converted our prospect quote into an actual quote associated with our new Sage 100 customer. And if we wanted to take some more actions, so for example, if we wanted to update the information on our line items, we can definitely do that. If we do so, it will recalculate inside of Creatio. We'll get this little update needed banner here at the top, basically giving whoever is looking at this a visual cue that we are not in alignment with Sage 100. So the expectation would be, all right, update it, same prompt, proceed. It's going to go out to that sales order, presuming that I'm not in it, which I was. So let's try that again. Send it across. Oh my goodness, getting ahead of myself. Let's wait for this to update. All right, sync is now. Let's do that again. Okay, there's that. Make sure I am out of that sales order, which I am now. Good. Update. Proceed. If this isn't a good indicator that the integration respects what is going on in Sage 100, I don't really know what is. But now we have updated pricing. As we can see here, we see the line discount as well, totals, so on and so forth. So if all looks well, can come in here, take a look, can validate that all the information still flowed like it was supposed to. And let's get out of that sales order again. And if we wanted to promote the quote to an order, we can definitely do that. If we want to delete the quote for whatever reason, we lost it, we can delete it, get rid of the sales order. However, we still have the opportunity to track all the information, and we will also maintain the sales order information here. So let's promote this to an order. Again, more prompts, trying to make it just abundantly clear that you can't just do something. And if it runs into an error, you'll get that, which is fine. So let's go ahead and delete it. It's run. Order status has been updated to a Z, which is Sage 100 speak for it is no longer valid. And if we go try and find it inside of Sage 100, it's no longer there. All right. That was a quick rundown of all of the writing capabilities from Sage 100, or sorry, from Creatio to Sage 100. When it comes to customers and sales orders, we do have the ability of managing vendors inside of Creatio, as well as sending updates to the vendor record and vendor contacts. So that is definitely a possibility. Future phases of this integration plan on bringing over purchase orders, being able to write invoices, so on and so forth. So there's a lot more functionality that is planned for a future date. But I hope you found this helpful and useful. And if you have any comments or feedback, I'd love to get that from you. Please feel free to comment anywhere that you find this video, or please feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. Thank you all very much for your time. Take care.